Welcome to WJ's local podcast, Hallway Pass. My name is Marta Hanovan, and I am your host. So as we all know, the end of the school year is approaching really quickly. It is May now, and a lot of people are going to graduate in 2 months, and seniors are going to end up graduating in less than 4 or 5 weeks, which is not that long away. And when you think about it, this entire year has been strictly online with only a few students starting to go back now, which really puts into perspective how fast time has gone. We have gone through an entire academic year, or at least almost an entire academic year already, and majority of it has been online. But in reality, it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like time is going by fast. Day by day, time is going very slow. I'm sitting in my house all the time doing class. But looking back, September felt like yesterday. But it's not. It was months ago. By now, seniors have already accepted to wherever they want to go for college. I can vividly remember applying to college apps and stressing so much over them, as if it was just yesterday. And now looking back, it gives me a little relief because I can laugh about it and joke about it. Because now the thing I'm stressing about, and I'm sure many other students, regardless of whatever grade you're in, are stressing about now, is AP exams, which is the usually least thrilling thing about looking forward to the end of the year, because any student who's in an AP class usually takes these AP exams that occur during the month of May. And now is the time where teachers are going to start reviewing their lessons, and where everybody's going to start looking on YouTube, on their old notes, anything they can to just quickly review everything they learned or didn't learn throughout this past year. But this year is a little different, because now when new students can choose to either do their exams online or in person, whereas last year it was just strictly online. Now students are already used to that online format and can just do that again, but it is going to change, because I do know that this exam will be a full run, a full course of the AP exams instead of a 45-minute essay. And that's really stressful, because if you took an AP exam this year, your entire classes, all of your classes were online. And a lot of teachers did not have time or enough material to review every single unit that they probably had to review. And if they did, they probably couldn't do it in as full length and as full detail as they wanted to had we been in person. So now when students are reviewing and looking back on their notes to study, you're trying to not only relearn everything that happened in that year, but also learn new things with less resources than you used to have, and just hope for the best. When we had classes in person, many AP classes and AP courses had these lunch review sessions, and students asked questions, and they had a study time during lunch whenever people wanted it to. And teachers would usually give their students worksheets or review notes or charts to help them, understand the concepts and whatever units they needed to understand. But last year, it was just those YouTube videos from AP and just whatever you wrote down in your notes, or whatever you could write down in your notes. And now it's kind of the same thing, because every single teacher has done their notes online, and not only that, but post their notes online. Not every teacher used to post their notes online before. It was always you do it in class, and then whatever you could write down, you could write down. But now every single teacher and every single class I take, the notes are always online. And while that may be helpful to some people, for a lot of other people, the motivation and the need to write down everything you need to know isn't there anymore, because I'll just look through the notes later. And worst case scenario, you look over a YouTube video. But now that's all we have to review. And on top of that, there isn't as much pressure to not just take these AP exams, but to do well in them. I vividly remember freshman year, there was a lot of pressure to do well and ace whatever AP class you took, because not only did you have to mentally get ready, but you also had to physically get ready. You had to make sure that you got enough sleep, got enough food to eat in the morning, got there, was mentally and physically ready. You had a bottle of water, your phones, everything that every electronic device was put in a bag in like your teacher's desk or something, and you would sit there in the stadium with a desk on top of you, and it was like a physical thing. You felt like you were taking a test. You see everybody else taking a test. You see the proctors and the administrators in front making sure to check to see if any student needs anything or just looking around and to see if anybody was cheating. They were reading the manuals, the lessons of step 1, do this, step 2, do that. You were like physically filling in your name on the little booklets that they gave you every time. There was like a lot of pressure. And the environment was completely different. So the need to do well and to work hard on these tests was a lot more because you were taking them in person. But now, especially since the fact that AP exams were online last year as well, there isn't as much pressure anymore because there isn't as much motivation to succeed. And not that every student is going to strive to fail. Okay, no one's going to actively try to fail every exam. But the need to look at your surroundings, look at your environment, and be like aware of what's going on around you in a testing environment isn't there anymore because you're just on your computer and you're just sitting there. And not only that, but from a social standpoint, people usually start talking about AP exams like in winter, like February, and months away. So people start preparing really early on. But now I'm noticing people just started mentioning AP exams like mid-April. I know many of my friends that are like, oh my god, like the AP exams are coming up. Like I completely forgot about them. Like they're just in the back of your head. And honestly, I'm the same way too. And not just because I'm a senior in college is a lot of pressure already, but also because part of me hasn't felt the need to begin preparing yet. Because I know what these exams are going to be like now, both online and in person. And I also understand that while taking the classes themselves are very important, it's important to get good grades in these classes, the exams themselves and studying for them and making sure that like you ace these exams aren't as important as everybody thought they were. Because what actually increases your GPA, what actually is put on your report card, isn't the score you get. It's the grades you get in that class. And you don't have to take these exams in order to get into the class. But when I think about this, it brings a question of, well, what does this mean for future kids who want to take these exams? Or kids who aren't seniors now who are going to take more AP exams and have experienced what it's like to do it both online and in person and both like in different environments. Like what is it going to mean for them? Are people going to stop taking these AP exams in general or like take less of them? And this doesn't have to affect the classes themselves. I know many people who are interested in these AP classes because they genuinely want to learn about them and they take them, but taking the exam itself only works if you get like a 4 or 5. I understand 3 is the passing grade, but in all honesty, when you go to college and when you look at the credits that do transfer, majority of your classes, especially if you take science classes, the grades that they accept are 4s and 5s. In the future, would AP exams in getting these specific scores hold as much weight as they used to? Are we able to now have optional in-person and online even in the future? I don't think so, but that could be a possibility because a lot of students might be more comfortable taking a test online on their computers instead of being surrounded by other people or being surrounded by other administrators. And not only that, but many people are also starting to question AP even more because during my freshman year and sophomore year, the deadline to pay and register for these exams used to be in like December, January even. But now, the past 2 years, they're like in October or November. They were so sooner than you would think. And keep in mind, each exam is like $100 each. $100 is not cheap. It is not money you can just throw away at whatever. If you want to take these exams, you can, but you just have to make sure that you're going to get a good grade on them. And I really hope people start to understand this. And I'm not saying don't take AP exams at all, but be mindful of the ones you're taking. I know so many students who want to get into really good colleges, so they just take any AP exam they can get, which first of all is a really big mistake. There are so many people who took 4, 5, 6 AP classes. It's a horrible idea. You will suffocate in your work. But there are students who want to take as many AP classes as they can, take as many exams as they can, just to, put that on their record. And just don't. It's really not worth it. I understand wanting to, get into good schools, wanting to be successful, wanting to have that high GPA, but it's only worth it when you actually enjoy it. If you take the exams that you're genuinely interested in and want to do well, or maybe you have a specific class that you need to take for a college you want to apply to, and that works for your major, take that and do your best on that and do really good on that. But don't just take an exam or take an AP class because, it'll look good on the report card or it'll look good in this. Don't. Because the more unnecessary exams or unnecessary classes you take, the worse you're going to do. Because you have no motivation other than to just be the best or be better. That's it. And as someone who's graduating high school and has taken a good chunk of AP exams in their life, don't feed into what everyone tells you about AP exams, especially AP themselves. It's not the most important thing in the world, and it's specifically the exams. Maybe what you learn in the class holds a lot of weight, holds a lot of value, and if you genuinely learn something from you taking these classes, then great. And if you want to take that with you, then also great. But the exams themselves, it's okay if they don't take them or if you feel like you're not going to do well on them. Again, if you genuinely want to take this exam, go do it. Make sure you just do really good on it. But I guarantee you, after high school, it won't be this major thing that you're going to remember for the rest of your life. It's just like any other standardized testing, SAT, ACT. Sure, everyone tells you it matters now, but in 5-10 years, you probably won't even remember taking it, or at least what was on it. I took APUSH and AP Gov and all of that. I don't remember a single question on those exams, and I didn't even take them that long ago. Freshman, sophomore year of high school? I don't remember anything. So honestly, just do what you need to do that's best for yourself. I know so many times people, especially AP exam promoters and counters and all of them, are going to try to tell you to do every single thing you can to suffocate you under their work, okay? And I'm not saying, don't do anything. Work hard, but don't work unnecessarily. Don't just take classes for the sake of taking classes. And if someone's like, you should take AP this, AP that, it's going to be really good, it's going to look so good on your whatever, GPA, whatever, or colleges are going to love it if you take it, ignore it. Because at the end of the day, no one knows where you want to go in life. If you want to go to a specific college, and that specific college requires a certain courses, and you know that 2-3 of those courses are AP classes you can take, and you really want to take them, then go ahead, do that. But if someone's like, go take XYZ course, and it has nothing to do with what you're interested in, and has nothing to do with your life or what you want to do, you don't have to take it. It's fine. And I hope that future students who do want to take AP classes understand that it's okay to separate the exams from the classes. And for the students that are taking exams right now, I know it seems like you lost all motivation. And honestly, I don't blame you because I have to. It's the one thing, and then you can graduate, you can finish school, whatever. But don't feel bad over what score you might get or if you're gonna fail or pass these exams, and it's okay. It's truly okay. Study hard, study what you can, whatever resources you have or whatever resources you can get to study those, okay? You're gonna need as many resources as you need. We don't have worksheets and review papers anymore. So at this point, just genuinely try your best and make sure that you do good. And if you don't, it's okay. Again, do your absolute best. But if you don't get the score you wanted, it's not the end of the world. At least you can maybe pass what you've learned to someone else who may be taking that exact class. And at least now you know what your weak suit is and know how to work on that. Yeah, but just know, you don't have to follow everything everyone tells you simply because they said so. And we all know, the College Board itself is kind of a scam that tries to place value on your worth based on a single number. It's not. You're not an idiot because you got a 2 or a 1 on this exam. Doesn't mean you're stupid. It just simply means that you may not be the best at this one specific subject. Doesn't mean you're bad at all the other ones. So for future students or future exam takers, don't stress as much as you should. It's gonna be okay. And that is the end of the episode. If you liked it, please subscribe to WJ's Pitch channel so you can follow for more podcast episodes and more videos from the pitch.